separating the lies from the fake, and I'm gonna keep it real, dog, and set the tone for how this thing finna go. Now, I'm here to tell you there's multiple doctors that have spoken about Caitlin Clark injury and pretty much how the front office and the Indiana Fever training staff and medical staff kind of dropped the ball on this injury, bro. You just don't see stuff like this happening in the NBA, NFL. Somebody come back from injury 2-3 games and they hurt again. This type of stuff really don't
break. A top medical expert just dropped a bombshell about Caitlin Clark's groin injury, and let's just say it's not the kind you shake off with an ice pack. We're talking flashing red flags, danger signs, and maybe even a call for divine intervention. Could this be why she's been moving like she stepped on a Lego barefoot? The bigger question, is her rookie season dangling by a single ligament thread? Buckle up, because this medical twist might force the WNBA to hit pause and order a full-blown MRI reality check.
Caitlin Clark, WNBA superstar, just returned from a left quad strain. We said be closer to a month. We said definitely longer than the 2 weeks the team initially said. Closer to 3 weeks. Congratulations, she made it back early. But now comes another injury on top of the left quad strain. It's a left groin strain in the last few seconds of the game on Tuesday, 2 days ago. They're saying it's day-to-day. Groin strains, especially for basketball players, are rarely day-to-day.
First the eye poke, then the groin
now the groin shot.
What's next? JC
Sheldon walking onto the court, rocking brass knuckles and steel-toed sneakers.
Because at this point, it's giving less rivalry and
it's starting to feel less like a rivalry and more like a WWE audition reel with a college scholarship attached. One incident you can chalk up to an accident.
That's a pattern.
That's not bad luck. That's a pattern.
We heard Stephanie White. I just did a video on that. If you guys haven't seen it, pretty much say Caitlin Clark is going to look at going to the doctors, pretty much insinuating that she's going to get her own doctor, bro. And that's the right thing for Caitlin to do, because at this point, Indiana Fever cannot be trusted. I keep telling y'all, it's looking spooky and Indy, bro. And New York looking a hell of a lot better than me, bro, because I can see sunshine in the air, the Brooklyn Bridge. Oh my goodness, Sabrina raining threes, Caitlin raining threes, Breanna Stewart getting mega rebounds. It's a match made in this.
Caitlin didn't just wince. She practically evaporated from the floor like a cartoon character flattened by an anvil. This wasn't scrappy play. This was call security and clear the court territory. The footage leaves no room for debate. It's crystal clear, like an anatomy diagram in motion. Knee, straight trajectory, groin, bullseye. And the worst part? There was nothing subtle about it. No tangled feet, no mistimed screen, no accidental collision. Just a full-on deliberate drive to the midsection like it had unpaid rent. You don't accidentally land a hit like that. That's choreography. That's premeditation. That's the blueprint for a villain origin story.
And it looked like Caitlin Clark looked like she got a little hurt towards the end there. Is there any update on her injury?
No update. No, just felt a little something in her groin, so we'll get it evaluated and see what happens from there.
Yeah, just kind of to follow up on that, looked like she was kind of grabbing at her right groin area. Is that the concern?
Yeah, if that's the one she was grabbing at, I don't know which one it was, but yeah, I mean, that's it.
Let's not forget, this is the same JCS Sheldon who already tried to digitize Caitlin's cornea like she was scanning a QR code straight into her eyeball. That wasn't defense. That was a 3-finger retinal exam with malice. And now, we've gone south. Way south. Suddenly, it feels like G's entire defensive playbook is just a step-by-step guide to dismantling Caitlin's anatomy, one organ at a time. Is this basketball, or is she auditioning for a one-woman demolition derby? Caitlin Clark didn't sign up for this. First the eye, now the groin. What's next? Sanctioned judo throws in the paint. Let's be real. This isn't physical play. This isn't competitive spirit. This is assault with a high-top sneaker. And if the WNBA had even a shred of sense, or basic liability awareness, JCS's keycard would already be deactivated, her locker cleaned out, and her jersey folded. On the curb. Because when a player can poke someone's eye 1 month, knee their groin the next, and still clock in like nothing happened, we're no longer talking about basketball. We're talking about full-blown chaos mode.
Medical expert has spoken about this Caitlin Clark injury, bro. So it looks like here he stated Caitlin Clark appears to have re-aggravated her right adductor groin strain. The tricky part about the groin strains is they are slow healing tissue, easy to re-injure, and constantly requires for anything involving the
fans aren't blind, and they're definitely not stupid. They saw every second of it. Social media is already hotter than Caitlin's shooting percentage. Memes flying, slow-mo breakdowns, Zapruder-style film studies dissecting every angle. If the league won't respond, the internet will. And the verdict is unanimous. This isn't grit, it's a hit job. Caitlin Clark's body has basically become an open invitation for demolition derby tryouts, with opponents treating fouls like they're part of the playbook and retaliation as if it's a defensive scheme, and the toll is showing. She's not just limping, she's practically living in an ice bath rotation program. If this were the NFL, she'd already be tagged as questionable, probable, and under federal surveillance. The medical chatter is chilling. Is it time to bench Caitlin? Not because she's underperforming, but because she needs protection from the circus? Wrap her in bubble wrap, hire a bodyguard, put her on the first flight to a spa retreat in Switzerland. Do something, because if Sheldon's antics go unchecked, what's next? The male woman setting a screen with brass knuckles? The mascot throwing a hip check mid-timeout? Or maybe the Gatorade girl suddenly developing a suspicious elbow twitch?
Aggravated or re-aggravated an issue she was dealing with in the preseason. She had a minor quad strain in the preseason that was well managed. It was a little bit of tightness in the thigh, hard to elevate, hard to push off. Now here's the issue. She was cleared to play just before the start of the season, but then re-aggravated. And here's the problem with a quad strain. It is a slight tear, but a lot of inflammation can develop around this small tear. And when a pocket of fluid develops around a small tear, then the thigh muscle in general can just shut down. So you have to be very, very conservative with treatment. So this is the right move, to shut it down at minimum for 2 weeks, complete rest, and really control the inflammation that can set around that tear. So she's looking at missing.
This isn't sustainable. And honestly, if the league keeps turning a blind eye, they're not just letting rough play slide. They're opening the door to a brand of brutality that makes women's basketball look like Survivor WNBA edition. Nobody signed up for a mid-season Hunger Games subplot. What we need is accountability. Because when someone deliberately knees the league's biggest star in the reproductive region, every line has been crossed. Sporting, ethical, anatomical. Sheldon isn't just piling up fouls. She's building a rap sheet. That's not toughness. That's cowardice. And let's be clear about the stakes here. Caitlin isn't just another player. She's the player, the billboard, the ratings spike, the sold-out arenas, the jersey sales off the charts. She's the MVP prototype, the league's crown jewel. You don't let your centerpiece get treated like a crash test dummy. You protect her like she's the Hope Diamond in compression shorts. But right now, the WNBA is acting like she's just another disposable NPC in some back alley street brawl minigame. And if that doesn't change fast, the damage won't just be to Caitlin, it'll be to the league's credibility itself.